Welcome to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, and we're going to be doing Career Mode. Flight Simulator is something that has been in my life ever since I was a child. My grandfather had a Flight Simulator 1995 on his old computer that we were never really allowed to use in his office. And he wasn't a very techie person, but I loved playing that game whenever we went to visit him. I remember flying the Sopwith Camel on the starting airfield that it had, and just iconic. So it's a game I've always played. I remember getting Flight Simulator 2004 Century of Flight, where you could send it back in time and fly anywhere around the world. I remember getting Flight Simulator X, which was like the last big flight simulator until obviously 2020. 2020 came out during the pandemic, and I think everyone used it as a form of escapism. And for me, it meant buying a new computer because my old one couldn't really handle it in any way, shape or form. And now we get to today, where I now have another new computer after my old one finally kicked the bucket, and I have VR as well. Now, flight simulators I've always loved playing, but often struggled with. The whole depth perception element of it always threw me, particularly when looking at how to land somewhere or even just searching for a runway. I know a lot of people use those trackers where it tracks your eye movement or your head movement so you can look around, but it never really felt right to me. But being able to actually look and feel like I'm there and having that sense of depth, it really works for me. So I really want to play Flight Simulator 2024 properly. I want to do the whole career mode and then also do free flights and just make myself a better pilot, even if it's not real life. So today we're going to start on that journey. So career mode in Flight Simulator 2024, for those who don't know, allows you to build up a load of skills and practice real world jobs, something that Flight Simulator has missed but had in add-ons for like the entire time of Flight Simulator's existence. When you first load in, you have to choose your map, as you can see here, and I decided to choose this airfield or airbase, which is Wharton, because I wanted to be a bit up north, and it's near Blackpool, which is cool because you can see the Blackpool Tower. But you basically have an initial first flight where you have your first handling of the controls, and then you have to train to get your private pilot's license. Now, unfortunately, due to being the first time I streamed this, there were some technical issues, so you are going to miss the bit where I got on that initial first flight, but you are going to see me getting my private pilot's license, which I went straight for, knowing that having flown in this a lot, it wasn't going to be something I struggled with, even if it was my first time doing it in VR. So let's go and have a look at me getting my private pilot's license.
Here at the club, we provide all the training lessons you need to get started and earn your private pilot license. Then, once you've earned your PPL, you can build up your flight hours and get more experience by taking people out on first flights. But before any of that, let's head outside and take a flight to get familiar with our aircraft and the local surroundings.
Let's just try and get into this then. So, we are going to draw this. Let's just move that down there a sec. So remove potato cover with truck, and remove something port cover, and then we enter. Okay. It's a bit close. So, taxiing. I used to love doing this as a kid, particularly in multiplayer. I don't know why, I think it's just that sense of being a real pilot and chatting to the ATC, which I will say I think was easier to use in FSX. Don't know why, it just does feel a little bit nicer in there. But on these missions, you just basically hit enter and it does it all for you, which it is what it is. But back to taxiing. Ooh. Slightly over. Okay, I'm okay. Okay. Taxiing can feel really laborious, but I think something about it being in VR just makes it feel so much more immersive, so much more real, and it really builds that anticipation. So I was really excited to taxi all the way to the end of the runway, turn around, and get ready to take off, because this was going to be my first PPL flight.
Okay. I don't have diff brakes. Take off, it says. Okay, well, let's go. Full throttle. I think it said we need to get to like 80 knots, so we'll go for 80 knots. Flaps are down, so I forgot to put them down. We're off already. Maintain this climb, I guess. Hello. Please pass me.
Cessna Zulu Delta Juliet, continue for east departure.
Mine's 550.
Morton Tower, Cessna Golf. Delta Zulu Delta Juliet, continue for east departure.
Okay, flaps up. Back the tower over there. We need to climb to 1000, it says. Scroll a little bit. There we go. We're basically already at 1000. There we go. And here's downwind and. Drop a little bit of altitude. Airport's now to our left. That's great. We're at 1100. A golf course? Looked like a golf course. I think this is the Ribble, isn't it? Oh.
Morton Tower, Cessna Golf. Delta Zulu Delta Juliet 1000 for to land. Cessna Golf, Delta Zulu Delta Juliet Wharton Tower. QNH 101 tree, make left traffic runway 25.
Okay.
Fly left downwind runway 25, Cessna, Zulu Delta Juliet. Cessna Zulu Delta Juliet wind calm, cleared to land runway 25.
Clear to land.
Cleared to land runway 25, Cessna, Zulu Delta Juliet.
Use our throttle. Put our flaps down. Okay. Basically gliding this. That was not a good landing. That was a really bad landing. It's probably the worst landing I've ever done in a flight simulator. That's really disappointing. Never mind. You don't look impressed.
Cessna Zulu Delta Juliet turn next taxiway.
Okay. Loving the stream, nice and relaxing for a Sunday. Thank you. Hopefully the sound is okay for both the flight sim and for me. I have no idea. First time I've tried to stream VR.
Juliet turn next taxiway.
I know. I am turning next taxiway. Yes.
Well, that wasn't the best landing in the world. I definitely fumbled it a little bit. But we landed, and any landing you can walk away from is successful. I'm not sure that's how they test score you though, so I guess we'll have to wait until we get back to the hangar to see how I scored.
Oh, a bit short.
One 805 Cessna Zulu Delta Juliet.
Why is that so low poly though?
Wharton Ground Cessna Golf. Delta Zulu Delta Juliet taxi to parking.
Cessna Golf, Delta Zulu Delta Juliet taxi to general aviation parking via taxiway Alpha.
Taxi to general aviation parking using taxiway Alpha Cessna Zulu Delta Juliet.
Oh, all the way down there. Busy day at the airport today. I'm going way too fast. That's going to shift my view. Oh,
Great job. There's always room for improvement, right?
does that mean I pass though? Expect pattern traffic altitude 100%, plane handling 100%, taxi map 56. There, I assume I missed something at the start. Not bad, not bad. I've got to be over nearly an A. Pretty slay, honestly. Congratulations, you got your PPL. You can now fly a Robin, Cessna, and a JMB
Congratulations
BL3.
on passing your PPL exam.
Way!
Allows you to fly recreationally and begin to build up your flight hours. Let's go back to headquarters and review the
So we got
As you can
specializations.
see, the career journey of as you build up your flight hours and earn more certifications, other specializations.
So we can get other aircraft as we go. Okay. So we can have a look at missions.
On this map, you can see all the missions currently There's one mission currently available.